Hey guys, it's been almost 2 months now that I've been playing this game, so I guess it's time to make a tier list video. If you're new to the channel, remember to like the video, subscribe if you didn't already, and let's get into it. I'm gonna start with the S rank heroes first, because I wanna leave all the double S rank heroes at the end. And the idea of this tier list is that the C tier characters are the only one that I didn't really have a chance to use into any mode, because they don't really have anything that provide like good value compared to anybody else in the game. B tier is those heroes that are good at what they're supposed to do. They don't do anything extra, they don't do anything like excellent, like super, that's game breaking, but they're just good at what they're supposed to do, and that's it. A rank heroes is heroes that have something a little bit extra that make them a little bit better than the B rank heroes, and S rank heroes, like in the tier list, are the one that are like they define the meta, in my opinion, and at least everybody in high ranking PvP and PvE use at very least one of them, usually two. And yeah, that's the logic of the tier list, so let's start. Hayley is a B rank for me, B tier, and the reason is that she does what she's supposed to do. She's a frontliner, she can make the enemy weaker, and that's about it. She has a decent damage, nothing too crazy, nothing special, so B rank. Reyna is A rank, or A tier, I keep calling them rank, but it's supposed to say tier. She's A tier, and the reason is that she needs you to invest a little bit into her. Usually people that have a very good Reyna is because they use her as a main DPS, and yeah, if you do that, she's actually quite good. She has a very good kit for, especially considering that she's technically a frontliner. She's not a DPS, she's not hero, like she's not an archer or mage, but she's very good at what she does. And if you make a good set around her kit, she can do very great things, like very good damage, very good survivability. It's definitely A tier for me. Then we have Seiya. Seiya is B tier. She does what she's supposed to do. She's a priest, she heals, she makes your team survive a little bit longer, and that's about it. Then we have a bunch of like Aria and Latus. I'm gonna mess up the name a lot, please forgive me for that, you know my pronunciation is not very good. And yeah, they both do what they're supposed to do. They are CC character. Aria is for freeze and Latus is for stun, and they do a good job at that, and nothing else, nothing more. Like the damage is normal, is nothing special, they don't have anything crazy going on that makes them better than B tier in my opinion. Kai is B tier. I thought it was gonna rank up like A tier or even S tier, because when I read the kit, it was crazy. Like this guy can focus on the back line, so where usually you have your priest or DPS, and also silence them. It's like, oh my god, this is gonna be so strong. But maybe because of that, he's actually not very good with the damage. Like, okay, the silence is good, it's decent, but you can silence the enemy team in other ways. Like there are other heroes that are gonna do that for you. And the fact that he focused on the backline, yeah, that's great, but if the damage is not good enough, it's become not useless, but kinda. So for this reason, I decided to put him into B tier, even if I thought it was gonna be better. Lane is also a B tier. I'm a little bit disappointed by the damage that she has. So the way I see the game is that most free-to-play players are gonna invest only into a few amount of double S rank heroes, probably one or two, because more than that is very difficult to keep up with the cost when it comes to the gems that you need to invest into them, and like rank them up with Awakening or Limit Break. And so I thought, okay, Lane is probably a good alternative as a DPS for human team, for people that build human team, but the damage is not that great, and the talent, like the kit, is not that amazing in my opinion, so she's only gonna be a B tier. Then we have Zenith. Zenith is definitely a high A tier. So good, especially in every mode, but especially in PvP. For me, it's always a problem because maybe the player has a very strong front line, a very strong tank, warrior or knight, and then when I finally kill them, they get resurrected by Zenith, and it makes me so mad. The only reason I don't put her into S tier is because her passive is not that useful in this meta. Like, the passive is about removing one of the summoning of the enemy team, but the thing is, summoning, like, almost nobody use a team focus on summoning from their side. So only because of that she doesn't go up to S tier. If she had a passive that was better than that, I would definitely put her into S tier. Very good, and I can tell why so many people use this hero in the game. Then we have Eden, and C tier. Like, I literally, except for the tutorial, I never had a chance to use this hero again. Like, it doesn't do anything worth mentioning in my opinion. The kit is like very basic, and yeah, I really don't see why you would use him instead of literally anybody else for your front line. Then we have Maros. I think the name is a little bit cut, but I guess that's it. And it's also BTF. Like, he does what he's supposed to do. It's a mage. He does. He buff a little bit, other than also doing like CC. But yeah, that's about it. It's nothing special in my opinion about this character. Then we have Aaron, and it's like, this is like cheap version of Belos. And again, it's kind of similar to Lane. I thought it was gonna be a little bit stronger, a little bit better, considering that is again the cheap alternative to having a double S rank DPS from the Angel race. But yeah, it's just normal, I guess. Then we have Ilya. Ilya is similar to Kai. When I read Ilya kit, I thought, oh my god, this is gonna be so strong. Like she can do some very interesting stuff. But when you actually play her, and I invested a little bit into her when I started the game, and it was early game for me, but I was kind of disappointed. She's still good. She's still good. You can use her if you want. She's not like a C tier. But I thought she was gonna be better. I thought she was gonna be stronger, and that's probably also why I don't see many people using her. They probably had the same experience as me. Then we have Mira. I mean, it's B tier, but I really had almost no chance to use her. Like the kit is interesting, but she get completely outshined by other like heroes in the Angel race. If you want a frontliner for the Angel race, there is like Kalba is super strong and is always gonna be there because the game literally give you that hero as a gift. Like they give you 300, I think it was 300 token for him. So it's no way you're gonna use her instead of him. And then if you want a DPS in the Angel race, again, you're not gonna use her because you have many better alternatives. So it's B tier, like nothing special about this character. Then we have Seira. I'm kind of undecided about Seira because she kind of has the potential to be A tier, but the damage is not there. The CC, she has very strong CC. Like don't get me wrong, she's very good at doing her job. But when, other than the skill takes forever, like the animation for the skill takes forever, it kind of pisses me off. But the damage is also not there. Like there are better frontliner that they have very good CC, but they also have better damage. So for this reason, I think she's gonna stay B tier. It's you can argue about that. If you tell me for you it's A tier, I'm gonna believe you. Like I can understand why. For me, it's B tier. Then we have Baku. As all the other B tier, it's she does her job. I think it's a female. I don't know. She does her job as a frontliner. She's tanky. She can do very good CC with the knockback, and that's it about it. It's nothing special. Now for Pepe, I actually decided to change. I was gonna put her into B tier, but then thinking about it, I decided to go for A tier. She has so many things going on for her. Like she has interruption, she has petrification, she has silence, plus a decent amount of damage. So I think she does so many things, and again, plus damage, that she has a chance to be A tier for me. I didn't particularly, like I didn't have many problem against people that invested into her and use her in PvP, but I think overall she's a little bit better than most of the B tier heroes, so I'm gonna put her into A tier. Then we have Ethers, and it's definitely A tier for me. I was kind of considering also S tier, but she has so many things that make herself or her allies invincible in her kit. It's so annoying. And you know, when you play the game and you're having PvP, and a lot of time your character's kill, if you use automatic mode, your character's kill when the enemy is invincible, and it's such a huge disadvantage for you. And when they have this hero in their team, there are so many chances for her to make the teammate invincible. It's gonna be very likely. Like if you play automatic and the enemy team has this character in their team, it's a good chance that you're gonna waste some skill because she's gonna make the enemy is invincible when you're about to skill, and it's gonna mess up your run. It's so annoying. So for this reason, she's definitely A tier, and I can understand why so many people use her. It's very, very annoying, and I guess it's very good if you use her. I don't use her, but it's very annoying to play against people that have a very good eaters. So definitely A tier in my opinion. Porin is a difficult one. A tier or B tier? I'm not sure. I kind of like the character. I think she does a good job at being a healer. And also for being a healer, she has a very, very good damage. Of course, you need to invest into her a little bit to make sure that she has a good damage. It's not like she has good damage out of nowhere. You need to invest into her. But it's good. It's a good alternative for the other healer. She's not doing a bad job at what she's supposed to do. And she does a little bit extra, in my opinion, with that damage. So I would say she's A tier. Then we have Lulu. Okay, I didn't see many people using Lulu, and I also didn't use it because I didn't invest into this character. But from the kit, I think it's like people underestimate this hero. I think if you invest into him or her, I don't know, it's a cat. If you invest into this cat, it's gonna be very good. The kit makes a lot of sense. Like that silence looks very like threatening, especially in PvP, obviously. And I think I could be wrong, but I hope that I'm gonna fight someone that invested into this character at least until Awakening 9 and see how it goes, because I think there is a lot of potential into this hero, and unfortunately I don't have the resource to build this cat for now, but I want to try in the future, and I think it's very, very good, and it could actually be something in this meta that people didn't consider. Of course, I could be wrong. Don't go spend $100 to rank up Lulu and then you're gonna kill me because it was not good. I have to see, but I think it's gonna be good. Then we have Pau, is that Pau the name? I forgot. Maybe I cut the name a little bit, or maybe not. I don't know. C rank, C tier, because it's when I started the game, I got the unique weapon for this character, so I was super excited, and I started investing into him, and I level him up and everything, and then I was super disappointed. Like the heroes that have summoning as a main trick for them, as the main thing of their kit, they're just a disappointment for me in this game. It's only two, basically. So since we're already talking about him, let me also put Draz here, because he's literally the same as Pau. And just like, man, why? It's so disappointing. Like, it's so not useful to have summoning as a main thing going on for them. It's not strong at all, in my opinion, so definitely C tier. Then we have Dooms. I would say it just does what it's supposed to do, nothing extra, so B tier. Same for Eloy. I know some people are gonna get mad at this because I see a bunch of players that overinvest into Eloy. Man, if you want the CC, you can have heroes that do it better. If you want the damage, you have heroes that do it better. I don't really see a reason to make Eloy rank A, like tier A or better. So for me, it's definitely a B tier. Myers, I'm not sure. Also B tier is actually quite good, but again, it just does what it's supposed to do, nothing extra. Same for Toppy. Is the skill set is not bad, the kit is not bad, but again, it's nothing special either. So again, for me, it's B tier. For Balmer, maybe I'm a little bit on his side. Like, I used this character for a long time in this game, and I really like his kit. I think it's very, very interesting, and it's also kind of fun to see the enemy getting transformed into a pumpkin. And maybe it's because it was a Halloween event, but the game was also very generous, giving me at least token and prime pieces for him. So it was very easy to rank him up. You didn't have to spend anything on that hero. And so yeah, for all this reason, I think it does a little bit extra, and it's kind of easy to build him up and make him a good frontliner early game for your team. So for all this reason, I would say for me it's A tier. Hilda, it's B tier because I'm super disappointed by her damage. Like, I expected much better, especially because when I started the game, the Demon Race didn't have any double S rank DPS. Baronas was added in the last, it was the last hero released in the game. So until then, Hilda was pretty much the main damage dealer in the Demon Race, and was so disappointed by the damage. I tried to use her in a bunch of PvE mode, and it's like the damage was ridiculously low even after I invested into her. So it's very huge disappointment, B rank. Uba is the first and I would say the only S rank hero that I'm gonna put into S tier, and the reason is it's so flexible to have this hero. Like, you can put this hero into any team, even if she has a talent that power, like it's for buffing demon. Even if you don't have any demon in your team, you can still use her, and she provides so much value with the skill alone. Like, the skill reduces the cooldown of the skill of your heroes. Like, it's so good in this game because when you are the first one to skill in PvP especially, you gain such a huge advantage. If your DPS skill before the enemy DPS and it kills the enemy DPS or any hero really in the enemy team, like it could be the priest, it could be a frontliner, like a tank, you gain such a huge advantage in my opinion, especially when the battle is kind of close. Like, you're not much stronger than the enemy and the enemy is not much stronger than you kind of like tie. It's so strong to have Yuba that make you skill faster, and if you survive, you invest a little bit into her, and she survive and she skill multiple times. That's so useful. It's crazy useful. And on top of that, she also has invincibility, and the passive is also great. It doesn't take much to like rank her up because she's S tier and not double S tier. So for me, it's definitely S tier. Like, this character is very, very good. Then we have Radia, not sure. It's B tier anyway because why would you want a priest that provides damage? You can have so many better options, both for damage and both as a priest. I don't really see any reason to move it higher than B tier, honestly. Then we have Yak. I'm kind of like, it's the same as Balmer. Yak was one of those heroes that I use early game. I think for free-to-play players, this is so useful. Like, he has very good damage. It doesn't take much to rank him up because he's S tier, and he provides a good value for what he does as a DPS. He has a very good value. I think he's a little bit better than character like Lane or Aaron or Ilya. He provides a little bit more damage and a little bit more utility. So for me, he's definitely A tier character. And then who is left? Raisi. Okay, Raisi is I don't know, is kind of like similar situation to Lulu. I think this hero is underestimated by almost everyone in the game. Like, if I had to start over and make a new team, I would consider investing into him as a main damage dealer or maybe sub damage dealer, because his kit is so ridiculously strong. Like, it's like an upgraded version of Reyna, in my opinion. It looks so strong, and I only met one player that invested a lot into him as a main DPS, as a main damage dealer, and he was absolutely, like, he wrecked my team. It was super good, super strong. The silence paired up with this crazy attack speed, it was so annoying. And the skill, like the marking the enemy, and then if he goes for the kill, the mark moved on to another enemy hero. That's so good. That's so ridiculously good. I hope in the future I will have enough resource to make a second team, and if I can, I'm definitely gonna invest into Ryzen and into Lulu. I really want to try them because, in my opinion, they are very underestimated in this meta. Like, people don't use them, but they're very good. Then we have Vulcan and Akan. I'm gonna put them together into B tier, and same reason as before. They do what they're supposed to do. They do decent amount of CC. You don't really use them for the damage. You don't care for the damage when you use them, and that's it about it. Same for Balkan and Carlos. By the way, nice name. I like the name Carlos. I had a Spanish friend with that name. And yeah, they just, I would say Carlos is a little bit better than Balak. Did I call him Balkan? Okay. Okay, I had coffee, but still it didn't work apparently. And yeah, as I was saying, like, they do their job. Nothing too crazy about them. The knockback is okay, it's decent, it's good, but that's about it. It's B tier. Okay, now we can finally go into the double S rank heroes, and Mireia is IA rank for me. So she has a very, very good kit, absolutely. Like, she can do so many things that are useful, and you basically get this hero for free because the game gives you, I think it was also 300 token for just logging every day. Eventually, you have one day when they give you Mireia. And she's super good early game. It's very, like, I advise for free to play to use this hero and invest a little bit into her because definitely very, very useful, very, very good. I think she's not S rank, S tier for me, because she fall off a little bit in the later part of the game. Like, now I finish all the main PvE mode in the, like, normal difficulty. I'm getting closer to finish on hard mode, and I'm, like, not even in mid way of doing L mode. But I feel like the more I go on with the game, the more she fell a little bit behind, because you need to invest too much into her to bring her, like, into a high rank competitive PvP or, like, a very like, more difficult PvE situation. So I think she's definitely A tier. Then we have Shinoko. I don't remember the full name. I thought he was gonna be S tier when I first saw him in the game. I thought he was gonna, like, the kit make him look so crazy strong, but honestly, it's just A tier. And the reason is, I fought people that maxed him out in PvP, so it's like full awakening and full limit break, and I still managed to win. Like, he's so much stronger than my heroes on paper, but I still managed to win, and I don't know why, but he didn't have enough damage. Like, even at full maxed stat, he just couldn't one-shot my heroes, and so if he didn't get the kill, and because he didn't get the kill, he couldn't proc again his skill, and yeah, for this reason, it's just A tier. Of course, he's still good, he's still amazing as a character, as a hero, but for a double S rank, fully invested into, like, fully leveled up, to have only that amount of damage, considering how much it takes to max him out, I was a little bit disappointed, so it doesn't go to S rank tier for that. Then we have Soleia. I would say it's between S tier and A tier. I will go for A tier just because I didn't invest into this hero, but if for you it's S tier, it's understandable. Like, she's very good, very strong. The knockback is super annoying in any mode, but especially in Chaos Dungeon. It's the kit is very good overall, especially considering that she's a mage and not an archer. She can easily be a main damage dealer in the game. She has very, very good damage, so absolutely is a strong hero. Then we have Zerona. Zerona is gonna be A tier only because she shined the most into full human, or like mostly human race team, and I see a lot of people don't do that, so she kind of loses a little bit of value there. But if you go for human race team, she's definitely gonna be S tier. In the normal, like, game, like how people make team in this game, I would say she's overall a tier just because of that, because to shine the most she need to be into human race team. But very good kit, very good at what she does. Like, there is no reason to make her, like, to put her into anything less than A tier. Kind of like the same for Eliza or Lisa, I'm not sure. It's a lot of damage. Like, she has a lot of damage, a lot of utility. Honestly, she could easily be S tier for, like, if you tell me again she's an S tier for you, it's understandable. She's very, very good, very, very strong. I think she shined the most if you make a human race team around her. So again, if you have, like, Zerona and Eliza, the problem is that they're all double S rank heroes, and you're gonna have to spend a lot of gems to invest into all of them. I don't think it's worth it unless you have a lot of money, like real money, to spend in the game. So for this reason, I'm gonna put her into A tier. Bilos is easily S tier for me. It's just one of the best damage dealer in the game, if not the best. Obviously, it's been in the top 3, top 5, depending on the meta and the season in the Colosseum. Always been in the top used heroes of the game, and for very good reason. It's also the hero that I decided to use as my main damage dealer, and I have absolutely no regret. It's super, super strong. It's ridiculous damage, very good also in PvE thanks to bleeding, and that's about it. It's like really the only reason why maybe you don't want to use him is because he's double S rank, so it takes a lot of gems to invest into him to rank him up. But other than that, I think it's worth it. So absolutely very, very strong hero. Kalba, it's also S tier. Like, it's ridiculous that the game gives you for free 300 token of such a super, super strong heroes. It's like, it's so strong you can easily make him your main damage dealer. Maybe you want to be as free to play as possible, you don't want to invest into Belos, you can easily make Kalba your main damage dealer. It's the damage of his skill, if you invest into him, is so ridiculous. Like, I have people that one-shot almost my entire team if they don't have invincibility with Kalba skill. It's the damage is unreal, and you also it's paired up with very good lifesteal, and it's like this guy is huge tank, like he's super tank, he's ridiculous. So very, very good. His unique weapon also is amazing because other than having a lot of damage, like extra damage, you provide him like a resurrection for free. It's ridiculous. This is obviously a S tier character. Killa, I'm a little bit undecided between S tier and A tier. I'm gonna put S tier, but if you argue that she's A tier, I'm gonna understand. The reason is, like, her kit is so ridiculously strong. Like, if you have the resource to invest into her, she's so overpowered. Like, it's ridiculous. She can change one of her skills. It can change the match. Like, clearly, maybe you're winning, but the enemy Killa is like, she used the skill and you lose, like, out of nowhere. That skill is so ridiculous, and the kit overall is so ridiculous. Such a game changer. The only reason why I was undecided between S tier and A tier is because she's a mage, and again, unless you're a whale, you don't really have resource to invest into a mage, in my opinion, in this game. Like, maybe it's gonna take, like, yeah, 1 year. After 1 year, you have enough resource to invest into her because you finish your damage dealer and your frontliner, like your tank. But now, for me, it's like I have absolutely no chance to rank her up, like to invest into her. But in the future, if I can, I will, because I think she's so overpowered, like she's so freaking good. This guy that I'm never gonna try to pronounce the name, I have no clue how to say that, is so freaking strong. Like, I think in this game is absolutely the strongest healer, like the strongest priest in the game. He has silence, he has interruption, he has invincibility on the healing, he has a lot of healing, and even has good damage. It's ridiculous. This character is the same as Killa. Like, if you have chance to invest into him, unfortunately I use him, but mine is very, very low rank, but despite that he's still super strong. So if you have like resource to invest into him, he's gonna become such a huge, like, heroes. Like, he's so freaking strong. It's ridiculous. His kit is absolutely ridiculous. It's very, very good. Absolutely S tier. Then we have Caro. Caro, I would say, I thought it was S tier at first, but unless he's fully max, like full awakening, full limit break, is not that strong anymore in my situation. Like, I can fight people that invested into him as a main character of their team, like main hero of their team, and I can win without too much trouble now. In early game, he's an absolute monster. Like, early game, when you fight people with Caro and they invested into him, it's ridiculous. When he multiplicate with the skill and they all like super tanky and they have a lot of damage, it's ridiculous. Around the late game, he kind of lose that OPness, if that's a word, probably not. It's not as OP as early game, in my opinion, but it's still very, very good, very, very strong. Then we have Zarach, I have no idea, and this is a B tier. Like, he's good at what he does, don't get me wrong, but for a double S rank hero to only be capable of that, considering how much you have to invest into him to make him do like a good job, why? Why would anyone invest into him? I don't understand. Like, I have no idea why you would invest into him. It doesn't make sense. He's not good enough in my opinion. So he's only B tier. Same for Lucifer. When I started the game, I was so excited about this character. It looks so cool, but then it doesn't do almost anything. Like, the damage is not very good. The CC is normal. Like, again, he's a double S rank character. Like, you have to invest so much into him to make him work properly because it's expensive. And then what it does is underwhelming. It's like, nah, man, this is definitely B tier. Same for Garon. I mean, the kit is okay. Yes, yeah, he has a cool poison, he has cool CC, but it's nothing special. Like, you're never gonna be in a situation when you find the enemy as a Garon. It's like, oh my god, no, this is gonna be so difficult. It never happened in PvP. It's you're never worried when you see that the enemy has Garon. Yeah, it can be a little bit annoying in Chaos Dungeon, but that's about it. Like, for a double S rank heroes to be like this underwhelming, it's B tier for me. It's not acceptable. And then we have Baronas. This is the last hero that was released in the game. I was very happy to see DPS for the demon race because they clearly had not enough damage. Like, they didn't have any good DPS in that race. So very good choice for the dev team to add demon DPS. And she's so broken. Like, she's so broken. If I start the game now, I would probably invest into her instead of Belos. She's so ridiculous. Like, with a high enough attack speed, all the silence she has, all the like the damage of the skill, like it's ridiculous. This character is so strong, which is usually what happens when a game releases a new DPS, because they usually want to change the meta when they do that, and it definitely does. Like it's such a ridiculously strong character. It's very like when I see people that invest into her against me in PvP, I always get worried. It's like, oh my god, I need to kill this one very fast, because otherwise, if she start to stack, like if she start to do a lot of silence to everybody because of the attack speed and all the damage and the silence with the skill, it's so difficult to deal with her unless you kill her very fast. So definitely S-tier. Okay, I changed the order for S-tier and A-tier of all the heroes to make it reflect kind of like what I think are the best one. And that's it for this video. Let me know in the comment what you think about the game, if you like it, what you think about the heroes, the tier list, and all this stuff. I still don't see many people playing the game. But I think it's very fun for me. It's a very great game. It's kind of like, I cannot say super balanced like perfectly, but it is kind of balanced in a good way. I really like the dev team is very active. They release a new hero and they have like different event every week. It's good. I'm having fun. I'm having a lot of fun in this game. So hopefully I will see more people picking it up thanks to this video, and they're gonna make a good team. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye. Have a good day.